Well, folks, we're back in the boat shed and with Ben. Ben is engaged in restoring one of the boats in here. So some of them are new builds, but you are restoring, and this is what you're on.
Yeah, this old girl was gifted to the BBA just before I arrived on the course in August, and they asked for a show of hands who would be interested in restoring her, and I was the lone hand.
I'd have been with you. I'd have been with you.
It's probably more my bag than actually new builds. Just getting down and dirty with something older and with some character.
And what's the history? How old is it?
Not as old as I thought initially. The guy that gifted it said he thought it was around 1914. So
1914?
14.
Wow.
A little bit more research has sort of it's materialised that she was built in about 1960, 1970.
Oh, okay, so much younger than previously.
Younger, but still getting on. Yeah. Sort of my vintage, our vintage.
Our vintage, yeah.
So it's a guy called Clifford Adams, who's a famous Cornish boat builder who actually died last year at 97, but he was still in the workshop at the bench in his early 90s. A bit of a legend in Cornish boat building.
Now come and have a look at this. Come down here, because what Ben has done is he and his team have made notes on the hull as to what has to happen. So you can see here, repair edge, and then we've got down here rough scarf. That's a boat building term, rough scarf.
That's my term. And then there's ouch there, which is where she got T-boned by something.
Oh really?
But it looks. I like the writing on it. I might keep it actually, but no. It just gives us a guide. There's so much to do on her.
Yeah.
We started with the centre line, which fortunately the keel, the hog were all good. The transom's good. The stem we had to recondition and the apron, but she's back in now. So that's looking like that's pretty much done.
So what are these doing here then?
At the moment, we had to take out the old timbers. Yeah. These are new oak timbers, which we steamed in, and these are temporary mechanical fixings that we're going to actually then well, they are rivets, but we're going to have to grind them off and do it with bigger rivets. But they're just temporary holdings because we're going to have to take the plank off.
And when I peer over the edge, I can see those new ribs going in. And these lovely copper nails and their rows.
So the first thing to do was take out the old timbers, and then steam bend the new ones in, so it retains some shape. And then we start taking the planks off, and we start with the centre line. So.
I mean, she's quite a nice big old
beamy old sort of fishing lobster boat, really, for a gentleman.
And presumably there was an engine in here, then?
We've got it in there, that needs some work. It's a two-cylinder diesel, Volvo Penta. Wow. The original engine, about 25 horse.
He had a Volvo Penta on his old boat,
Yeah, so a chug, which is sort of my cup of tea, really.
Wow. Yeah. So, like everybody else, you've got, 13 weeks now to finish.
Yeah, I know. No, I'm starting to feel that sort of shadow just there.
I mean, just to put it in context, my furniture course here is 12 weeks, and I've got 1 month left. So I absolutely can picture what your next 12, 13 weeks is going to look like.
Yeah, it's full on. I mean, it's not for the faint-hearted, but, I think it's a cliche, you get out what you put in. And they set the bar high on this course, which is not a bad thing. And generally, I think people rise to the challenge.
Well, that's why we're here, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It is tough, it is demanding. Yeah. Everything here is really, really exacting. There is no that'll do. It has to be absolutely spot on. And, that's in fairness, not just to the furniture that I'm making, but to these boats. I mean, particularly a boat like this, it's been around a fair while. It wants to be around a bit longer. Yeah. What you do now will take it into the future.
Well, I've got to the age now where I think, is it good enough to see me out? So 30, 40 years, and then some.
Come on.
Hopefully for my son, so he can use it. That's the plan. But no, we'll do right by her and do it properly, best practice, really.
Now, I know you, like me, have long eyed the courses here. Finally, you've got to do the boat building course this year, which I would love to have done. I just didn't have the time to do it. But
another year,
there'll be another life. But no regrets, obviously.
No, it's been fantastic. I mean, I was self-employed, working on my own in the woods for the last 13, 14 years. Yeah. And I really just needed to shake things up. And that was part of the reason for coming on the course. Yeah. Do something completely different, look at things in a different way, come to the same place every day and be around people, which I haven't been. A complete change, but a good change.
These are all things that ring true in my own mind as well, as you know, because we've had a chat about life, as you do, over the last few weeks. But Ben, mate, thanks for sharing where you are with this at the moment. We might drop in a couple of weeks' time and see how you're doing.
Do. It'd be lovely to talk again.
Should we go get a cup of tea?
Beer?
Come on.
Guinness. All right.